We're going to talk about some very sensitive topics, and that's not so much a warning to the viewer, but there's going to be things that are probably uncomfortable to hear. You still deal with the effects to this day. You were in your 30s now.
38.
And some of this stuff started when you were 6.
Correct.
What's your dad's name?
Kevin?
Do you think he's going to see this?
No, he's not into the internet.
I wish he did. Not in any malicious way.
Yeah.
He needs to see
How he hurt me. They take my stuff and they're searching it and I'm waiting, and Jairus, I could see he was just all teary-eyed. And they took me back and he stood there and he just waited till they took me completely back. So it was real emotional. He cried.
Why do you think he was so upset?
I don't know. I think because he knew that I needed help.
You know what's more sad is doctors will give a recovering addict narcotics,
Absolutely.
but the ones who actually need it
Can't get it.
Were you ever in any bad situations?
Oh, the one time I had taken him to a neighborhood that was not so good, and there was a guy that came out that my brother owed money to, and I had to give him all my money.
Why did you give it up?
He had a gun to my head.
Welcome to the Barbells and Bourbon podcast. I am your big, bald, bearded, barbell lifting, bourbon drinking son of a bitch, Sean. And joining me today is Melanie Miller.
Yes.
How are you, Melanie?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome to our home.
Thank you for having me.
How you feeling?
Nervous, but I'm okay.
You're going to be fine.
I'm good.
It takes a lot of strength to do what you're doing, Melanie.
I know.
Hence the name Barbells and Bourbon. Barbells is the strength for you to tell your story.
Yes.
The bourbon is the comfort of my home. Obviously, we're surrounded by it.
I love it.
But I want you to feel comfortable. As we get into this conversation, you're going to be just fine.
I will.
But Melanie, for the person that clicked on this episode and they may regret things they've done in the past or feel like there's no turning back from things that they've done, what do you want them to know?
To keep going. That's my biggest thing, is to keep going.
Yeah.
You don't know the strength you have until you have to use it.
And your past doesn't have to define who you are in the future.
Absolutely not.
You can become a better person from it.
Absolutely.
You can transform.
Absolutely.
Get
I've done it all.
reborn. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why I asked you that specific question. We've talked for roughly 15 minutes. That's all I've known of you. And in those 15 minutes, you dropped a lot of bombs.
Absolutely.
You've been through a lot. And it's funny because, not funny, haha, but everyone's version of normal is so different.
Yes.
And every guest that I have, your guest number 80,
Wow.
I realize how easy I've had it. And the next person that sits there can have it worse than you.
Absolutely.
Not a competition, but it's perspective.
Everyone has a different walk of life.
You've learned a lot. We're going to
Sure.
talk about some very sensitive topics, and that's not so much a warning to the viewer, but there's going to be things that are probably uncomfortable to hear and probably uncomfortable for you to talk about to a huge audience.
Yes.
You're used to talking to people about things that you've been through.
I share my story a lot,
Yeah.
but I've never done it on a platform like YouTube.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm proud of you.
thank you. I'm proud of myself.
Good. You should be. Before we move on, please subscribe. Only 20% of you who watch these videos are actual subscribers. It's very easy to click that subscribe button. It helps me grow my channel. It helps stories like Melanie's get out to larger audiences and like the video too, because this is going to be a good one.
It is.
So Melanie, your past has been rough,
It has been.
crazy,
Yes.
hurtful.
Hurtful, yes.
You still deal with the effects to this day. You were in your
Absolutely.
30s now,
38.
and some of this stuff started when you were 6.
Correct.
And for you to still feel those effects is very real. And you may never fully recover from that.
No, I don't think I ever will.
Yeah.
But I just keep going, one day at a time.
Yeah. But I don't want the things you've been through to define who you are. I don't want you to be labeled as the trauma survivor, or I don't want to use too many adjectives here because I don't want to give away your story too much. But your story, you're a person. And I want to get to know you as a person too. Yes, you've been through hell and you've come back from it.
Yes.
But you've had some good things happen in your life too that I want to hear about.
Yes, I have some really good things.
So first, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Shaler.
Which
you know
is...
it's off of 28.
Yeah, so we're in Pittsburgh. For those of you who don't know, not Pittsburgh proper, but a suburb of Pittsburgh. Shaler's roughly an hour north of here. Maybe not even.
Probably like 40 minutes, I would say.
What was childhood life like for you in Shaler?
So my parents, they were young. They had me when they were 17 and 19, I believe. I'm trying to think here. Sorry, I'm nervous.
It's okay.
So my mom had me. She was 17. My dad and my mom got married when she turned 18. And they moved into a house right behind my grandparents. And then she had my brother 3 years later, and then my sister another year after that. And then my parents got divorced. My mom worked her butt off to support us. My dad was an alcoholic by that point, and he took off and left my mom with 3 little kids. So then my mom worked her butt off, and my grandparents, both set of grandparents, helped. And we had a babysitter.
How old were you when your parents divorced?
I was 5, I believe.
So pretty young.
Yes, I was very young.
Do you remember what home life was like up to that point? Did you witness your parents fighting all the time?
Oh, all the time. My mom used to have to put us in the car and drive bar to bar to try to find my dad. My dad would come home drunk. It was always, my mom did everything. So my dad...
So he blamed her for everything.
Yeah, and he would work and then drink. That was his daily thing, work and then go drink. And my mom had 3 little kids, so my grandparents helped a lot. But
did your mom suffer with any substance abuse?
No.
Good.
My mom is actually, my brother was an addict as well. My mom dealt with a lot in her life, between my brother and I. But we did have a babysitter, and the babysitter's boyfriend did touch me as a little girl. And from that day on, I was so scared of men, except for like my grandparents and my dad. That was the only men that I could be around. And so then I practically lived with my grandparents that lived right by us. And I turned against my mom because I didn't understand, like, why did she throw my dad out? Why did this happen to me? Why did I have to see this? And so my mom and I had a really bad relationship.
Why did you blame or hate your mom because of what had happened? Did you think that she should have protected you or your dad should have protected you? Why did you feel those feelings?
I think it was more, I always wanted to be a daddy's girl. And I was a daddy's girl, when he was around. But it was hard for me to understand why. Why did my mom get rid of my dad? Why are they not together? Why is he not here? Why did he? And I blamed it on my mom. As a little kid, I didn't know.
So even though your dad was an alcoholic, you believed what he was saying about your mom being the problem and your mom doing X, Y, and Z.
Absolutely.
It didn't matter what bad he did, you were still on his side.
Yes. And before my dad had left, he was doing the roof. And my grandmother was like my mother too. Like, I was attached to my grandma's hip all the time. And I ran up, and my uncle had her on the floor with his knee on her chest, and he had a gun to her head. So as a little girl, I'm seeing this. I just got touched, and then my dad leaving. It was just a lot for me. It was a lot to handle. So
you're 6-ish years old, dealing with, you were sexually abused. You're seeing your father as an alcoholic. Your parents are divorced. Someone's got a gun to.
My grandmother's head, yes.
Okay. This is my whole point of saying perspective. So if you're sitting there in traffic listening to this, or you just got stuck in a long line at Starbucks, think twice about bitching that your life sucks.
Absolutely.
And it's only going to get worse. Like, we're just
Absolutely.
scratching the surface here of your story. Now,
Yes.
you're young, you're in school. I'm sure you had friends.
No, I
No.
got made fun of a lot because I was a chubby kid. And I actually had to repeat first grade because I didn't want to go to school because as a little girl I was like addicted to food. So I always had an addictive personality. So when I was upset, I would just eat like a whole half gallon of ice cream or something, and my grandma would let me. You know, she didn't care.
That
She
was your
thought,
comfort.
yeah. And so I missed a lot of school, and I had to repeat first grade. So then I got made fun of even more because I was older than everybody else. So I really didn't have friends in school, and my grandma always tells me the time she came into school to have lunch with me, and I was by myself at the table, and people were throwing fries at me. And she, to this day, she cries when she tells me that story.
That's awful. So who did you turn to for support?
My grandmother.
Yeah. Is she still around?
Oh yes, and
Good.
my other grandmother, she had passed away during COVID, but I always turn to my two grandmas. So
So you're an adolescent, you're hating school, understandably so. You're being bullied, you're a target. And I've been there. I've been bullied.
it's terrible.
It's terrible. Yeah, it makes you resent people, it makes you hate people, it makes you not trust people. You just want to stay away from it.
Absolutely. So
And
that's why I
yeah,
didn't go to school. It was terrible. But my grandma is kind of the blame because she didn't force me to go to school. You know, she was kind of like, okay,
yeah.
and
I
so
mean, I see both sides. Should she have pushed you to get your education? Maybe, but she was also trying to protect you,
yeah, and I
right?
was in therapy at the time as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it was hard. So
What do you remember about high school
I was kind of quiet. I missed a lot of school in high school too.
for the same reasons?
I was real depressed, and the doctor would try all these antidepressants, and they never would work. They would make it worse, and then they tried sleeping pills because I couldn't sleep, and then it was like I was sleeping too much. And to this day, I have problems with sleeping. I can sleep for 3 days straight and still be tired. So I was quiet in high school and just never wanted to go. But I was depressed. My dad would make rude comments to me in high school, because I was going through puberty. And, there were times where he would make fun of my weight or my face because I have acne. There was a time he said, if I put a cake on the back of the quad, will you chase it? And him and all of his friends laughed at me. And it was just a lot for me. So I was self conscious. To this day, I'm self conscious.
Your own dad
My
is
own
saying
father.
these things to you.
And when I had met my boyfriend, are we allowed to say bad words?
You can say anything you want. This is 18 and over, girl.
Well, when I had met my boyfriend, we started dating for like 3 weeks, and he had called and he was like, we need to free up a room. He's like, you gotta go. And he said, you're such a whore that your pussy must be rubber. And my own father. So it was just like I moved in with my boyfriend after 3 weeks of dating.
Just to get away from the abuse from your
My
own dad.
boyfriend did not like it. So, he was like, him and his mother were like, please just come. You can
Yeah.
move in with us.
So your dad is your hero as a child. You're believing everything he says.
Oh, yes.
You want to be protected by him. Then fast forward to teenage years, and he's your worst enemy.
And I was very close with my stepmom. And she kind of turned on me for no reason. So I don't know if it's because she's all for her children, which that's what I believe. You know, I confided in her a lot, and she just ditched me. And I forgave them about a year ago now. Well, like a year and a half maybe. And then beginning of June, they decided they were just going to drop me like a hot potato and threw all my stuff in the yard and left it there for 2 weeks. Like I had let my little sister borrow jewelry and a purse and stuff for prom. And they just threw all my stuff in the yard and just let it sit there for 2 weeks. Never even told me it was out there. And I called my dad one day, and he actually is clean as of what I know. And I said, can I come get my stuff? He said, it's been in the yard for 2 weeks. I don't know why you didn't pick it up. So, like, my brand new Michael Kors purse is ruined. My jewelry's ruined. So that was very hurtful and hard for me this past June that I went through with him.
This is just less than a year ago that you're dealing
6 months
still
ago.
dealing with crap. Oh my gosh. You have siblings. You mentioned a brother and a sister. Is that all you have?
So my mom and my dad had myself, my brother, and my sister. And then my stepmother had 3 kids to a previous marriage or relationship. And then my dad and stepmom had a baby when I was in high school. Well, I graduated. They had a baby.
So 3 or 2 blood siblings
Yes.
and then 3 steps.
Steps. And then 1/2.
Okay. Where are your brother and sister? We're going to talk about your blood siblings right now,
Okay.
but where are your brother and sister as you're growing up and getting abused and being picked on and all of the
Oh,
things?
they're there. And, they're younger than me. And when I got touched by that man, my brother actually jumped on the bed and was like, "Stop touching my sister." I mean, he was like 3 years old at the time. And I have always been very protective of both of them. My dad had a girlfriend in Burgestown, and she used to make us pull our pants down. She'd just smack us, and she'd make us be like little slaves when my dad wasn't home. And I was very protective of those two. I didn't like them going by themselves, and I was just a mother to them the whole time we were there. And I had broken my arm, my elbow. I fell off the monkey bars on a Friday night because my brother played baseball. He was really big into baseball. We were at the baseball field. I was on the monkey bars. I hit my elbow. I fell on my elbow and twisted it. It was broke. Well, they let me suffer all weekend, and I kept saying, like, I need to go. My arm hurts. And the lady pulled at my arm and moved it and was like, just being a jerk, basically. So when I had gone home, my mom rushed me to the hospital to find out it was broken. So it was a lot.
Yeah. Are your brother and sister dealing with the same things you're dealing with as a child, as far as
I don't think
being
so.
bullied and picked on and
No, my
no?
brother and sister, when they were, smaller, and they didn't have like eating issues like I would eat, and so they were skinnier, and really didn't get picked on much. So it was more me than them.
And you're still acting as sort of the mother figure to
Oh, I
them.
always did. I
Yeah.
still do.
Still do.
No, I do.
I mean, that shows your strength too,
Well,
because
my sister's a single mother, and she
okay.
was in a domestic violence relationship and almost got killed. And when I got clean, her baby was like my reason. That was my reason, and it still is. I love that little girl more than anything. So I'm still real protective. Like, I'll go to my last week. I went to my sister's and put the tree up for her and cleaned the whole house. Like, I'm just protective of them.
Wow.
But my brother, he lives in Erie now, so I can't just go over and visit now.
Yeah.
So
So you mentioned early on that your brother was an addict.
yes.
When did you first realize that that was the case?
When I believe he was 14, he was working with my uncle who is an addict as well. And he had fallen off the dock because he had like a washer, dryer, appliance store. And he hurt his arm or his back. And my uncle handed him a handful of Percocet. And from that day on, I knew my brother was an addict. And his addiction was a lot worse than mine. Not comparing, but like I never got into shooting it up or anything like that. He did. So, but as an addict myself, I was trying to help him, and I should have been helping myself as well, but I was more focused on him.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
So
Seeing a loved one
it is
going
hard.
through this, like, what are you doing in the moment to try to help him?
I tried so hard. I tried to let him use my car here and there, and he took advantage, wrecked my car, and would take it for days at a time. I would have to miss work. I tried so hard to help him, and then I realized I'm an enabler, and I'm doing pills myself, so it's kind of like it was a hard situation. But I would plead with him to go to rehab. Every time he went to rehab, I was there all the time to support him. I would never go high, of course, but I would be there to support him. What else? I seen him homeless. I begged him to just go get help, and he would always tell me no and get mad and walk away from me. He didn't want the help at the time. And as an addict, I will tell anybody, they are not ready to go, they will not go. It's on their terms, their time. They will go as they want to.
You are not the first addict that has been on the show, and they all say that.
Yeah.
I had Angela and Mike Blasco. We were talking about them before we started filming here. And it was really interesting to hear her perspective on what he went through and her frustration. And people don't realize the pain that an addict causes to those around them.
Absolutely. And it takes a long time to get over that pain. I know, like, my boyfriend, he still has issues with certain things. And, you know, I'm 6 years clean, 6 years and 4 months. And it's still, like, there's still some things that it bothers him. So,
Yeah. Were you ever in any bad situations being around your brother when he was addicted to drugs?
oh, the one time I had taken him to a neighborhood that was not so good. And there was a guy that came out that my brother owed money to. And I had to give him all my money. So,
Why did you give it up?
he had a gun to my head.
What did you feel in that moment? How old were you when that happened?
I was about 22.
What's it feel like to have a gun to your head?
I thought my life was over. And in my head, I said, all right, well, I love everybody I love. And, like, I guess my life's over. So, it was rough.
And your brother wasn't there at that exact moment?
Oh, he jumped in the car as this guy was there. So, it was really rough. I worked my butt off for the money that I had. I worked in the pharmacy, got paid like $8 an hour at the time. I worked my butt off, did all this overtime, and I think it was around Christmas because I think that was my like Christmas money. And I gave every dollar to him, and I had to show him I had no more money in my wallet. So that was a little rough.
What did your brother do when this happened? Like, how did he react to this?
He was very upset, but I think he was high at the time. So I don't know if he fully saw what had, like, the effects that it had. But as we drove away, I had to pull over because I just had a meltdown. I'm thinking, like, I have no gas. I just handed all my money over. I have to pay a car payment. I have to, it was just rough.
And this happened because of your brother.
Absolutely.
Did he ever take accountability for that?
He did apologize. And it's like, you can't, the thing is, when you have a loved one that's on drugs, you got to say to yourself, you can't hate the addict, you have to hate the drugs. And you have to remember that. And I remember that since the first time he went to rehab. That's one of the first things they told us. You have to hate that addict, or hate the drugs, not the addict.
Because the drug is creating a different person.
Absolutely. Yeah. And in an addict, there is a small child that suffered from something. So
you mentioned you also were an addict.
Absolutely.
What started your journey downhill?
So at 18, I hurt my back at the gym, and I went to the doctors. They had given me Vicodin. And the first time I took that, I thought, oh my gosh, this is my drug. I love this. I'm so numb. I have energy. I'm on top of the world. I love myself. I love everything around me. From that day on, it was like every week she prescribed, and it was monthly, and then I was running out, and it just spiraled out of control.
How many pills were you taking in one day, like at your absolute worst?
60.
60.
60. I ended up in the hospital. My organs were shutting down at one point.
So I've never done a single drug in my life.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Don't ever do it.
I know, whatever. I'm almost 47 years old. I've never smoked anything. I've never shot anything. I've never abused any drug. You can consider alcohol a drug. I don't know how you define that. But anyways, I can't relate to what that quantity is and what that does to your body.
It's crazy. I was up to like 15 at a time, and I would take the Perk 30s. I would take like 8 at a time.
Are you just orally taking them? Or are you snorting them?
I just orally. I never could do snorting.
Yeah.
So it was really bad, and I remember being the middleman for people, and I would be so scared because I never got in trouble. And I'm thinking, if I get pulled over with all this stuff on me, I'm going to get in trouble. And I remember having to shove it up inside of me just so I wouldn't get in trouble. I mean, it was bad. And I remember meeting strangers I didn't know. You know, they could have hurt me, they could have robbed me. I didn't know. I just did it for the drugs.
So when you're on the drugs, are you starting to find friends that have similar interests?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My one of them gave me, my own cousin gave me a fake Percocet, Perk 30, and it was really bad. I don't even remember what happened, but I remember seeing a black tunnel. And I remember waking up in the ER. And so now, like, when I go in for, I have issues with my esophagus. So they have to check it every once in a while. And when they put me under, it reminds me of that black tunnel. And I start freaking out. So anytime, like, I have to have my gallbladder out. I'm terrified to go. I'm terrified to be put under because that just takes me back to that time.
You're afraid of a lot of things now because of your
Absolutely.
past. You're afraid of the doctors. You
Absolutely.
told me.
Yeah, from getting touched, I can't. Gynecologist is like just out of the question. I'm terrified.
What about relationships with men?
Well, my boyfriend and I, there are certain things I won't do. I have to have a shirt on when we do anything. Because as a little girl, he had his hand over my mouth and he kept poking at my belly. So now I'm terrified to show anybody my belly.
How does he feel about this, your boyfriend? Does he
He doesn't talk,
understand?
he understands, but he doesn't talk much about it. I think it hurts him. But I mean, I have talked to therapists about it. It's just it's in my head. It's something that no one can change, you know.
Yeah,
So,
that's terrible.
oh, it's so bad. It's terrible. And I haven't gone to the gynecologist in like 12 years because of it. So, I'm going. My friend's going to go with me and stay in the room with me and hold my hand because I'm terrified.
Does it matter if it's a male or female doctor? Or it
I
just
have to have a
doesn't matter?
female.
Well,
I
yeah,
won't see a
I
male.
assumed that, but yeah.
Yeah, and I ran into the babysitter about last year sometime, and it just brought back everything, and I just had a really bad meltdown. And I found out she's married to him.
Does
And
she know what happened?
I don't know. And I saw her on Facebook, and he had told me as a little girl, if you tell anyone, I'm going to hurt you and your mom. And at the time, as a little girl, you know, you have to not tell anybody. So I never told anybody. I told my grandma, and I told my grandma, you know, I forget how I told her, but I did tell her. And then I told my stepmother. As soon as I met my stepmother, I felt comfortable enough to tell her. So it's just a scary thing. And I watch predators on Facebook, how they catch them, because I love seeing them get caught. And I actually reached out to one about what happened to me. And I was like, I wish he could get caught. I don't want to say it
Yeah.
online, but
No, yeah, I understand.
it's just, it's very sad. Because I'm 38 and I know I couldn't have been the only one that man has touched.
Probably not, unfortunately. Um, Trying to think how to ask you this. So, being what you've been through, before we started filming, you said that there are certain things that you're afraid to talk about or certain things that you don't want people to hear. And then you sort of redacted your comment. And you're like, you know
Yes.
what? This is my story.
It's the truth.
I shouldn't be afraid to talk about this stuff.
Absolutely.
And I have another specific example of someone sat in your seat and he told a story about his brother sexually abusing him as a child, his own brother.
That's so sad.
And when he told the story on this show, his own family hadn't even known yet. So him telling me was the first time that they were going to find out. And he was afraid of how they were going to react.
Oh,
But
yes.
similar to you, he was like, you know what? I have to talk about this. This is what I went through.
Exactly. It might help somebody out there.
And
Don't ever be afraid to say something.
yeah. And something good actually came of it. Yes, he got hate. He got, why did you talk about that? Why would you throw us under the bus like that and talk about our family like that? But he got closure because he found out why his brother did that, because his brother went through the same thing.
Yes.
And he was lashing out and doing it to someone else to make himself feel better. he never would have found that out if he wouldn't have talked about it.
Absolutely.
So to your point, you have to talk about the hard things,
Absolutely.
not only for yourself, because
But for somebody else.
I'm sure it's a weight off your shoulders to talk about this stuff.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, you're helping somebody that is probably hiding from that pain and is so afraid to talk about it because they're afraid of what might happen if they do. But they can heal from it.
Yes. And I mean, I have overcome it, but there's still little things that bother me.
You're never cured from it.
Absolutely not. Just like addiction. I mean, I could be 30 years clean and take one pain pill and be addicted again.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Melanie, we've talked about a lot of very painful things, very hurtful things, traumatic things. Tell me something good about your childhood, for instance. Some good memories.
so every year, my mom's family, we would go to Outer Banks, and that was like the best times ever. I got to spend time with my mom. I got to see my brother and my sister, and it was like free. And my aunt and uncle helped a lot with us when we were young too. We would go to their house in Butler for the weekend, and I got to spend it with my two aunts, my uncle, my cousins, my grandma, and we would just stay in a big beach house. And it was the best time ever. I looked forward to it every year.
And you still have those memories.
I love them. I just found pictures the other day, and it just made me smile.
That's amazing. What about high school? I mean, I know you were witnessing your brother dealing with what he dealt with. He was 14 when he started his path towards addiction.
But
And
he's clean, and he's doing fantastic.
good.
He lives in Erie. He has a girlfriend with 3 kids, and he's just doing fantastic.
Yeah.
He has a YouTube channel.
Really?
He sure does.
What's it called? I'll tag it in the description below.
I gotta look. I'm not sure. I'm bad with
We're still gonna tag it.
but he's doing fantastic. So I'm really proud of him. He has come a long way. He worked at the Erie Mission Program for a while and moved in with Lauren, his girlfriend. He's doing fantastic, and there are 3 kids. I love my nieces and my nephew.
So you were saying. Now, what about your
love them.
sister? What's she up to these days?
She is a single mom, like I said. She had the baby. She was in a very bad relationship with the boyfriend, and he strangled her, almost killed her. It was really rough on us, and she got pregnant. And when I first got clean, that's when she got pregnant. So my niece has been my reason. I love her more than anything. So she's just the cutest. But she was a preemie. She was 3 pounds, I think. So when she had come home, I lived on my sister's couch. I took the baby in the living room and let my sister sleep. And I just said, do what you got to do. I'll take care of the baby. And that's what I did.
You're a caretaker.
Oh, yes. I love
You
her.
always have been.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Even with all that you went through, you were still selfless deep down.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, I have a better relationship with my mom now that I'm older, I'm clean. When I went to rehab, my friend Amanda was really supportive. Her and her husband have always been supportive every year on my clean date. Now, we've been friends for years, so she was never an addict. But they pick me up and they'll take me to dinner and get me a little gift and celebrate. And before I came here, she's like, we're so proud of you. And, you know, it just makes me feel good because I do have people in my corner. So,
As a child, did you ever hear the words, I'm proud of you?
my grandmother, my mom, not my dad, though.
Yeah. The one that you probably wanted to hear it from the most.
Absolutely. Because after being touched, that's all I wanted was my dad. You know, it was like,
Yeah.
so it's sad because my therapist said, like, when you're touched as a little child, you're always going to want to cling to your dad or to the closest male figure. So my grandfather, I was always close to him, both of my grandfathers. So
Why is that? I'm not a therapist.
I don't know. He
yeah.
just told me that's just how it goes because they're going to protect you, basically.
I guess a male figure is signified as the protector
Yeah.
in most cases, yeah.
My grandfather used to call me sis, and he taught me to drive because my dad just never really did anything with me, you know? So he taught me to drive. He taught me how to do everything.
What's your relationship with your dad today?
Don't talk to him.
When's the last time you did?
Beginning of June. And there was actually just a tragic shooting on my street, and it was on the news, and not one of them reached out to see if I was okay.
What caused the ceasing of communication?
So apparently, somebody told my sister something at work that I had said something about her graduation party, and I never said anything. I was only there for 1 hour, so I didn't say anything. And then apparently, I said something to somebody else, and I told my stepmom, I said, well, let's talk it out. Like, I want to be able to talk to you guys. Let's talk it out. And she said no. And I said, okay, we'll take the coward way out. Just don't talk about it, because I didn't do nothing wrong. And I wanted her to put it on the table and tell me what I did wrong. She wouldn't do it.
Does your dad know how much he hurt you as a child?
I've always told him, but he doesn't. I don't think he cares.
Because one of my guests, Krista Lee, she said that her parents would say, I don't remember doing that. That was like, I don't want to say a cop out.
Well, his thing was, well, I was drinking. And my mother, I feel terrible because she always tried to protect me from him, but I didn't see it at the time because I was a child. So I feel bad that I pushed my mom away when she was just trying to help me. Because, you have a drunk dad telling you things and you believe them as a child, and there's my mother trying to get me to move with her and save me, and there was no way I didn't want nothing to do with her. And my stepdad was there, and at first I was uncomfortable because of being touched. I didn't know him very well. But then I got to know him. I mean, and then there was a time after our graduation, I would go to my mom's every Saturday night and spend the night with them. So, I mean, our relationship is better now that I see how my dad has affected me. And as a recovering addict, you have emotions. You have to learn all your emotions over. And when I got hurt by him, when I started talking to him again, I had said, Dad, promise me you are not going to hurt me this time. I can't take any more hurt. And he promised, and he hurt me again. So I don't think I'll ever forgive him.
Yeah, I mean, I think forgiveness is one of those things where you forgive for yourself.
Well, I think I will forgive him, but I will never talk to him again. I will just have to forgive it because in my heart I have to forgive, but just be done. You
need your own closure.
Absolutely.
But you also don't want to reintroduce that toxic
relationship. Never again. And my grandmother I was close to, I don't even talk to her because my dad is her son and my stepmom's always there and stuff. And my grandma's one to blab everything. So I don't even get to talk to my grandmother. So that was taken away as well.
And she was the one that you looked up to.
Absolutely.
One of the ones you looked up to the most.
Yes. And my grandmother on my mom's side, she had passed away during COVID, and it was really rough because we didn't get to see her. And she taught me how to cook, how to bake, how to cook. And every Saturday, before she went to the nursing home, we would go out and get stuff at Giant Eagle, and I'd clean her apartment. It was just my favorite. So that's been really hard on me too.
When's the last time you talked to your grandma on your dad's side?
Maybe 3 months ago. Yeah. She called me randomly at 1 a.m. and I answered, and she's like, oh, I was just worried about you and thinking of you, just seeing if you're all right. But they don't ever check on me, call me, text me, nothing. And I had texted my dad about a month ago, and I said it was his birthday. I said, I wanted to say happy birthday. I love you with all my heart, and I miss you. I just can't do this anymore. No response.
I'm sure he saw it, right?
Oh, he saw, yeah.
What's your dad's name?
Kevin.
Do you think he's going to see this?
No, he's not into the internet.
I wish he did. Not in any, malicious way.
Yeah.
But he needs to see
how he hurt me.
He does. He can't hide from it for the rest of his life. This is your fucking daughter.
And he hangs out with the guy who beat my sister. And it's just, I just talked to my sister about this, and I started crying. I was like, I just don't get it. I always stuck up for my dad. When anyone would say something bad about him, I always stuck up for him. And I always did everything that he asked me to. And to just drop me the way he did, it's wrong.
Don't get offended with this question, Melanie, but do you think you were a mistake coming into this earth and
He used to tell me that sometimes. And then
and
he
he was
said,
resenting or hating you because of
I
that?
don't I don't know. I mean, he would say my mom wanted to give me up for adoption and he stopped it. And he ran in Hardee's and stopped it. And my grandmother on my mother's side told me that was all a lie, and not to believe it. Because as a teenager, I sat down with her one day at her table and I said, Grandma, I just need to know, is this true? And she said, No, Melanie, absolutely not. And looking back, that's not how adoption works. So you couldn't just hand me over to somebody. But I don't know. He always used to say I was his little princess and stuff as a little girl, and then as I got older, it just got worse.
They say that daughters with daddy issues end up having a lot of problems,
Oh yeah.
especially when it comes to relationships with other men. What was your experience with your relationships with men?
I mean, I dated for a while before my boyfriend. We've been together almost 14 years. So I was never really serious with any guys. But I would not respect myself. I would hook up with all these guys just to get the attention before my boyfriend. And I think it was because of just having issues, and being on drugs. I never sold myself or anything. I would just date a guy and hook up with him and be done and then go to the next one. And I think back and it's just like, that was so scary. Like, how would I do that to myself? How did I not respect myself? I would go on dating sites and go to bars and it was just really bad. And when I met Jairus, my boyfriend, I just, all that quit, but the drugs continued. So,
Did he know that you were on drugs when you met?
no, I hid everything. But then he realized there was a time I wouldn't get out of bed until I had pills. And he would get on his hands and knees and beg me to go to rehab. And I would always say, I'm fine, I'm fine, I don't need it, I don't need it. And he'd say, Melanie, you have to get help. And, I just wasn't ready at the time. I wanted to keep going. And then I would just disappear for a couple hours and come back and I'd be in such a good mood and have energy. And, it's just looking back, and I loved to get high by myself at night. It's the only time I got high at night by myself. I didn't want no one around, which is scary. I mean, there were times where I couldn't get pain pills and I would take a hammer and try to break my wrist or my ankle or my foot just to get pain pills.
Oh my gosh.
And I nodded off in the tub. My poor dog is scarred. My dog, I nodded off in the tub and he hits the tub if I close my eyes now because it scared him.
Your dog?
Every time I get a bath, he sits and he just stares. And if I close my eyes, he starts hitting at the tub.
What in the world?
Oh, yeah. I used to get high and I would sit in the tub. And looking back, I'm just like, I could have really killed myself at some point,
It's like sitting on the edge of a bridge getting high. It's
And
just as dangerous.
I know. And I think to myself, like, I used to get high alone. I didn't want no one around me. I didn't get high with anybody.
Were you ashamed?
I think I was ashamed, embarrassed because, like, I had a good job. I had good jobs throughout the years. And I remember before I went to rehab, I worked at BNY Mellon and I took a bunch of Adderall. I went into work. I drank a Monster on top of it. And I took like 7 Adderall 30s. And I was flying. And I threw away like 100 and some checks. And I got in so much trouble. And I remember they let me go after that. But that night, I left there and I took a handful of perks and I went home and I stayed up for days. And it was just thinking, and then it got to where I couldn't get nothing and I was going to the store and getting the cough syrup you can get high on, drinking like 4 bottles at a time, and it wasn't doing nothing. It was so bad. And finally, I just hit rock bottom and I said, I gotta go. I gotta go.
So your boyfriend, you said his name is Jairus?
Jairus.
Jairus. When he's witnessing you at your worst, begging you to get help, and you're not, he's still sticking around.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because he loves me. And then whenever my sister came over with a suitcase, my brother called me and was like, you get your ass to rehab right now. And I was like, they don't have a bed. I already called, and he called me back, and he's like, Melanie, I just called there, and they have a bed warm for you right now. You better get your ass moving. And I listened to my brother. My brother got to my head. I don't know what it was. When he said that, I was like, okay, I'm going. Packed my stuff. I got high as a kite right before I went. And what's crazy is when I went to rehab that day, I was supposed to meet a guy in Parkway Center to shoot up for the first time. By the grace of God, I went to rehab and I never went and met him. So, like, if I would have went and met him, I probably wouldn't have got clean. I probably would have died eventually. But
You would have been hooked on an entirely different drug
absolutely.
at that point.
So I went to rehab, Jairus. We got in the truck, and I don't know. Yeah, it was the truck, and not one word was spoken the whole 45 minutes. So I get out, and it might get emotional because this is emotional, but we walked in, and usually people come in with like one little bag full of stuff. Here I come with like 7 suitcases.
You keep going away to school.
The guy was like, is this all yours? I was like, yeah. And they have to go through everything, you know? And I had this big thing of pens, like gel pens. And he was like, you're only allowed like 10 of these. You're not really supposed to have a lot of these, you know? But a lot of people, and I don't mean this the wrong way, a lot of people that come into rehab have done a lot more than I have done. They have gotten high on stuff I never even knew you could get high on. They have come from jail, you know, and I'm just coming in like I have good, expensive stuff, you know. So they had put me in my own room for detox, which was nice because there's people in there that are not very good people. But again, it's the drugs more than the person. So they take my stuff and they're searching it, and I'm waiting. And Jairus, I could see like he was just all teary eyed. And they took me back, and he stood there and he just waited till they took me completely back. So it was like real emotional. He cried.
Why do you think he was so upset?
I don't know. I think because he knew that I needed help. And then every day on his first break, he called and checked on me to see if I ate, to see if I was okay. His mother also called every day.
Do you think they were tears of joy?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because he told me, he's like, if you don't go, I'm going to find you dead. He's like, and I can't do that. I can't handle it. And then every day he called, he would check on me. And then he would work his full-time job, and then he'd cut grass, and then he would ride out and just wave to me on my window sometimes. It was hard.
I'm sure. That sounds like true love to me, Melanie.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
And he would come to like the family visits and stuff. And my friend Amanda came, my mom, my sister, and him. They all like would rotate. So yeah, my friend Amanda, I just want to give her a shout out because she brought me puzzle books, and she would do anything I needed. So his mother did too, because since when you go in there, all the food makes you gain weight because a lot of people are skin and bones. So his mom bought me some clothes and brought it out. His mom would call and check on me too. And then my mom would call, my sister would call. Like everyone would just check on me, which made me feel good. But when my dad heard I went, he laughed.
He laughed.
Jairus called and just said, I want to let you know Melanie went to rehab. He laughed.
Why? Why is it's a joke to like? Why is laughter the reaction?
Like when my brother would go into rehab, he would always say, "Oh, it's is all game to him. How long will he last this time?" And I think that's basically what he was doing to me. But guess what? I lasted 6 years and 4 months so far, so I'm going. And I'm going to continue. I spread my story everywhere.
Who's laughing now? Kevin?
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Sorry, I had to.
Yeah.
Jairus. Sounds like an amazing guy.
Yeah, he is.
Good on you, buddy.
Yes.
When you went to rehab, again, I'm not trying to put myself in your shoes because I can't relate.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to get better, or did you go to shut people up?
I went to get better. I wanted to get better. And like I said, when you come out of there, It's like you're reborn. You don't know anything. And to this day, I'm still learning myself because I don't know like certain feelings. I don't know how to react. I'm still learning, and it could take the rest of my life to learn everything over.
Is it scary?
It is scary. And then 2 years ago, I had a seizure out of nowhere, and Jairus was getting ready for work. He heard me making noises. He came in, and I was like foaming on the mouth, and my eyes were in the back of my head, and he was freaked out. I've never had a seizure in my life. So he got me dressed, and I remember bits and parts, and I remember being in the hospital bed, and I wasn't on drugs. I didn't take the only thing I did was I tried to drink this energy drink, like a weight loss drink. And here I found out that other people had seizures from it. Well, I didn't know at the time. So I had tried it. I think I did 2 days worth, and I guess I just can't handle it. But I remember in that ER there was Jairus, my mom, and there was like a bunch of doctors, nurses, and they all were looking at me and they were like, "What's your name?" And I didn't even know how to speak, and I'm just looking. I'm going, I have no clue. So
What?
it was scary, but I got over that. It was just a fluke thing because of there was something in the mix. The doctor did tell me the name, but I can't remember it. But it can cause seizures.
It's not ephedrine, is it?
No, is that Adipex?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it was that. It was something else. It was called you something,
Okay.
but it was scary because I that was the scariest thing that has happened to me in recovery. And I did get my wisdom teeth out 6 months after being clean, and I didn't take one Tylenol. I didn't take nothing.
Probably deathly afraid of pain pills,
Oh,
right?
I am, but I just colored and did puzzle books to keep my mind off of the pain.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna take a drink of my energy drink here. At least someone's in the room if I happen to go down.
Do you like those ones?
Oh, they're so good. I'm not sponsored by Ghost, but that would be really cool if I was. Um, Tell me what detox was like. What do you remember?
So going into rehab, I remember saying to myself, I'm walking into hell. When am I going to come out? But actually, to be honest with you, rehab was not that bad for me. It wasn't. It helped me find myself. I didn't have a phone to be occupied on. I had the time to like think, write in my journal every day. I to this day I still write in my journal. I still do my recovery Bible. I still do everything I'm supposed to. But detox, it was rough. It was really rough. And I didn't get to see the doctor for like a day and a half. But it was rough. My feet swelled out and they looked like balloons. I was on bed rest for I think 5 days. And that's like unheard of in rehab. But they wheeled me down in a wheelchair the one time when I there was a visit, and that broke Jairus's heart. Seeing my feet like that.
Because you said if you couldn't get your fix when you were on drugs, you would hit yourself with a hammer to get pain pills.
Oh yeah.
But you had no choice. You couldn't get them in rehab.
No,
So you just fought through it?
I fought through it.
What are the symptoms?
Oh, I sweat. I was sweating. I was shaking, throwing up, diarrhea. I was pacing the room. It was so bad. And then they had given, sorry, there's something on my lip. They had given me clonidine, I think it was called. There were a couple different like detox meds, nothing narcotic or addictive. They gave me that, and it really helped my symptoms. So then I just slept a lot.
Klonopin.
No, it's clonidine. I think it's,
Clonidine.
yeah.
Okay.
But it really helped my symptoms. But with my feet, thought it was my heart, and so I had to have tests done, which was scary because I'm like, oh my gosh, now it's my heart because I have fatty liver disease. So it's like one step above cirrhosis from all the Tylenol and the pain pills. And
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, you abused drugs so hard for so long, at one point taking 60 pills a day.
a day.
Do you have any effects as we sit here right
Absolutely.
now? Like what?
My hands and my feet go numb a lot, so they have me on medication for that. Um, my fatty liver disease. My I have esophagitis, which I didn't know esophagus goes all the way down. I thought it was just right here. from all of the pills and stuff, it has eaten away at my esophagus. So I have to go, they have to go down a lot and do like pictures and stretch it. And it's just terrible. And I have bleeding ulcers.
And at the time,
I
you're
didn't care.
doing all this. Yeah. Well, you're not thinking about the effects.
I didn't care if I woke up when I was getting high.
Yeah,
Like, that's
you're
just
worried
how.
about right now.
Yeah, absolutely. 10 minutes, who cares? Like, say I would go and buy 60 pills off of somebody, or I would make 60 pills or whatever. I would make sure that they were all gone that day, even though I was trying to save them for the next day. Though I couldn't hold on to those pills. I had to take them. And that's the thing. If I have to have surgery, like as of right now, I can't, they're going to keep me in the hospital and do pain management for my gallbladder because I physically can't have a bottle with my name on it with narcotics because in my eyes, those are mine. I can take them how I want, when I want, and how much I want. And I can't do that. I'm not giving my sobriety up.
And you're aware
Absolutely.
that could be an issue for you.
Absolutely.
And you're staying ahead of it.
When I went to the ER a couple months ago, I forget what it was. I was in so much pain. And it was my gallbladder. That's what it was. And they offered me pain meds. And I was like, absolutely not. I was like, I'm in recovery. I was like, I will suffer through this. I said, I don't need them.
So there's no record in the medical field that you went through rehab, for instance. Like, they're not pulling up your records being like, oh, she's been in rehab. She's been sober for this long
No.
because of XYZ.
I don't think
Maybe
so.
I shouldn't give her this stuff.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I have told, like UPMC, I go to a special doctor that deals with addicts, recovering addicts. And he did put a flag or something in the system. So
Isn't that scary that that's not a normal thing?
it's very scary. But that's why people relapse because they go to hospitals and they give them what they want. And it's just, it's very sad.
You know what's more sad is doctors will give a recovering addict narcotics,
Absolutely.
but the ones who actually need it
Can't get it. Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. My friend Maureen, her mom had implants put in her mouth, not one pain pill. And I said to her, she's an elderly lady. She should be able to get them. And then I kind of feel guilty when that happens because it's me. I'm one of those ones that made it that way for her not to be able to get those. So in a way, I feel guilty. And I have to say, my friend Maureen and her mom and her whole family, she has 3 sons. Well, she has 4, but I'm close to 3 of them. And she has a dad that has dementia, and they're all so wonderful to me.
Yeah.
They like adopted me.
And I brought up the fact that the ones who need it can't get it because I am one of those who needs it right now. I have a herniated disc in my neck.
Oh, jeez.
And I am in,
So much pain.
I'm not going to say I'm like in excruciating pain. It's very uncomfortable. Yes, it varies as the day goes on or at nighttime. The most that I will get prescribed is gabapentin. I'm taking 4 a day and I feel nothing.
They should,
That's a nerve
yeah.
pill.
I was a certified pharmacy tech back in like 2008, but that's not really going to help you.
Right. This is my point. So they gave me a steroid to reduce the inflammation. It took the edge off for a day and a half when the dosage was at its highest because you taper, right? It's one of those packs that you take 6 the first day, then 5. Anyways, like, throw me a bone here.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, it's my fault.
I don't understand.
Honestly, you have a record, like they have something showing that you do have that. They should be able to give you something.
Oh yeah, they have the MRI showing the
That's
nerve
terrible.
damage. Like, you can't do anything for me. They're like, you can take Tylenol with it. I'm like,
Tylenol does nothing.
thanks, I appreciate that.
Tylenol sucks.
Yeah, I know. But this is my point. Like, I need some
They
relief.
should not treat everybody like addicts.
I know.
Is what I always say, because there are people like yourself, like Maureen's mom, who need something. There's people who need stuff sometimes, and then they start asking people for stuff, and then they get the wrong thing, and then they get hooked. That's what happens sometimes.
And you almost feel like an addict asking for pain
Absolutely,
pills.
and it shouldn't be like that.
Like guilty conscience.
Absolutely.
And I've never done anything in my life.
Absolutely.
I'm like, how do I phrase this to the doctor so they don't think I'm an addict? Right?
Yeah,
I
but
shouldn't have to think like
you know,
that.
as a recovering addict, I can look at someone and tell if they've been an addict or an addict, and you trust me, you do not look like one.
Yes. That's one of my life goals.
Yes, you don't. Trust me.
I appreciate that.
I can point someone out and I'm proud of people.
Because you've been there.
Absolutely. I can see the pain, I think.
Well,
But yes.
speaking of that, you help addicts.
Absolutely.
Tell me about how you're advocating.
I sponsor 2 people, and then I have a sponsor, and I have a grand sponsor. I speak a lot. And when I got out of rehab, I have to say that they wanted me to do 1 meeting a day, and I did 2 meetings a day for 90 days. So I overachieved.
I was just saying you're an overachiever.
But I go to meetings, I hold meetings, I speak. I go to rehab centers, I speak. I actually went to a rehab center a couple months ago and did all the girls' hair. And they enjoyed that. You know, just I came in and just straightened their hair, curled it, whatever. And it was like the best day of their lives. You know, they're in rehab. Someone comes in, just does their hair for a day.
Someone showing them love and compassion and
So
not judging them.
And that is my goal. The only thing I will not do, though, is adolescence. It's too sad for me. You know, you see these 5-year-olds in there from smoking crack.
What?
Oh yeah, there's like I think it's 5 to 18 in that building, and I can't do it.
Wait, they've physically smoked crack?
Yeah,
That young?
yeah. I think it's 5 to 18 at that rehab, but I can't do adolescents. No way. And I mean, there's girls in there 13 years old on two kids. I mean, it's bad. This one girl, this is what really put me over the edge. She was 13 years old. Her parents had sold her for drugs. She got pregnant, got on drugs, and then had another kid. It's just very sad, and I just couldn't do it no more. It was too heartbreaking.
Her parents sold her for drugs.
Like, they would literally let the people come over and have sex with her to get drugs.
Oh my God.
And I couldn't do it no more. It reminded me of my getting touched and stuff, and I just couldn't do it. I mean, I wasn't sold or anything, but just being that young, not knowing life at all, and you're on your second kid because your parents sold you, I just couldn't do it.
Drugs are that powerful.
Absolutely.
Well, didn't Trump just determine that fentanyl was a weapon of mass destruction?
Did he?
He did.
I don't like Trump.
Well, okay. So there's 2 things I don't talk about.
Is politics and religion.
Because we all have our own opinions.
Absolutely.
And
I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
No. You're allowed to say that. But it can make or break a relationship.
Absolutely.
Just
It's
from
not
your
that
beliefs.
I don't like him. I just don't like some of the things.
He's an extremist. I will admit that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He does things that I'm just like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Absolutely.
All presidents do good and bad.
Absolutely. I mean, there's good and bad about everything.
It's easy to be that backseat driver to say that they're doing a good job or a bad job.
Absolutely.
But I understand where he was coming from. Do I think it's a little extreme to consider fentanyl? Yeah. I see why he did it, though, because it's killing thousands of people a day.
And it's all ages, too.
Yeah.
It's just sad. It's sad. I wish drugs were not a thing because, I mean, people I love. I just tried to save a girl about 2 months ago at the rehabs. It was a rehab house, like a sober living house. I tried to save her and she ended up dying. And it was really rough on me.
Did you feel like it was your fault?
I absolutely did. I had a really rough time. Because I am very serious about my recovery, and that comes before anything. And I want to start my podcasts, and I want to do really well, and I just want people to know my story. So.
How did she pass?
Overdose. And I tried to save her and Narcaned her, and I did CPR, and she was gone.
Oh, you actually tried to save her?
Absolutely. I'll save anybody. So I'm the type, I carry Narcan all the time. And I do not like when people say, oh, it's just an addict. Oh, you know, I don't care. An addict is a person. Under the addict, there is a person, there is a heart. That is somebody's mother, sister, you know, daughter, son, whatever.
And what do you keep saying? The drug is creating this person.
Absolutely.
Behind the drug is a good human being.
Absolutely.
Do you feel that about your dad?
Mm, yes, I do.
You had to think
But
about that.
I did because he's clean now, but he still nudged me away. So maybe not. I don't know.
So even without the alcoholism, he's still not a great person.
No. He dropped me like a hot potato. He never checks on me. He don't call me. I sent him that really nice message, no response. And that bothers me every day. And this time of year, I don't know if you know this time of year for recovering addicts is extremely hard. Holidays from November to January is very hard. The relapse rate is 150%.
Why is it around the holidays?
I don't know, but I get very depressed. I mean, there's days I don't want to get out of bed and I have to force myself. I think it's because it's like a family gathering and it's just you have to show your face to everybody and you have to be strong enough to do that. And a lot of people judge people. So like, if you want to go somewhere and there's people that judged you because you were on drugs, that's happened to me. And I'm uncomfortable and I don't feel good. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be there.
Tell me about some of the situations that you've been in, because one of the things that this show has taught me is not to judge others.
Never. I
We
never judge.
all do it.
Absolutely. We do.
I still do it to this day, even though I'm saying that I've learned not to do it. It's just human nature. You see someone walking down the street or at the store, in the outward appearance, perceives something about this person,
Yeah.
right? Until you get to talk to them, you don't know what they've been through.
Nope. Everybody's a different book. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
But yeah, there has been situations where I'm somewhere and I'm in the other room and they're talking about me and I'll walk in and they, shh. And it's people you think that care about you.
True friends should want you to succeed.
Absolutely. Or people who care about you and is considered family.
You would think that a real friend would be proud,
Absolutely. Or a real family member.
or a real family member.
Like my dad never told me congrats, I'm proud of you. Nothing.
I'm getting angry talking about your dad. Oh,
But you know what? I tell myself all the time I'm stronger than that. Like I can't lower myself to feel sad and depressed over him because this has been my whole life. I just my mom always tells me you got to let go, Melanie, but I always have that hope that one day my dad will. It was like I always wanted the love and I always wanted to be good enough. And I always like feel like there's a little glimpse of hope maybe I'll be good enough now, but obviously I'm not. So I got to just let it go. I'll forgive him and just let it go.
yeah,
Cuz I got to move on with my life.
yeah. You said that you feel guilty that those who need pain pills can't get them.
Yes.
Because you got them so easy, and
Absolutely.
it's addicts that make it a red flag for people.
Absolutely.
I feel guilty that I've had such a normal life with loving parents. And then I talk to someone like you, and it's been the complete opposite. And I feel guilty that I
feel
lived
so
a
good.
normal life. Like
But
I'm almost
you know
like,
what? I always say I'm not like no crazy religion person, but I always say God did this to me to make me a strong person and to share my story to help other people
yes.
because he knew I was strong enough.
And I say something similar, that God puts the weight on the people that can handle it.
Absolutely.
So the ones that can't can still survive.
Absolutely. I love sharing my story. I actually got an award for getting 78 people in the rehab.
You possibly saved 78 lives.
That's right. The one girl is still doing well.
It's amazing.
I've gotten people into sober living houses. My dream is to open a sober living house. So, yeah, I love being in recovery. I love everything about it. If someone walks up and asks me something about it, I'll tell them. I'm very open. And I will help anybody.
You're not ashamed at all.
Not at all. I will drive someone to rehab. I will do what I have to help that person.
So you've talked about you've saved a lot of lives
Absolutely.
just by sharing your story.
I was at Marshall's on Green Tree Road and I saw a girl. She was like nodded off phone and stuff. I sat and talked to her for an hour. I called rehab with her and she went to rehab and she's still clean this day. That was 2 or 3 years ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Damn. Is there someone out there that you feel saved your life?
My brother.
Yeah. Isn't
My
that-
brother, just what he said to me that day. He said, Melanie, if I can do it, you can do it. He's like, go, please. And he's like, I'll come right down there. He was in here. He's like, I'll come down right now and I'll pick your ass up and take you myself. And I don't know, just something in what he said to me. He's never said that to me. You know, like, go, please go get help for me. And I did. It was something that clicked in me. And I thought, you know, my brother's right. If he could do heroin, I can go get help, you know? And I ended up really enjoying rehab. I mean, other than detox, like walking into rehab, you think, damn, my life is over. This is hell. This is going to be a month of hell, you know? I enjoyed it. I learned a lot about myself. I got to do groups that I enjoyed. And then coming out of rehab and helping people and having groups, being in rehab taught me the groups that I do today. You know, like it has helped me tremendously.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. I went to Gateway in Aliquippa. And I, one and done, never went back. Knock on wood.
How long were you there?
I was there for 30 days.
Okay.
And my counselor said she's never seen someone so serious about getting clean.
This is a crazy question to ask, but do you feel like if your brother had never done drugs, him trying to get you help that day would have had the same weight as it
No,
did?
absolutely not.
He just would have been another person trying to get you help.
Absolutely. When you're in recovery and you're trying to help someone, especially a loved one, and you're basically putting your hand out, you know, it hits different than if somebody not on drugs tells me to go. But my brother, he got into my head that day. I don't know why. It just clicked, and I said, you know what, I'm going. I packed my suitcase and I went. I went that day, like an hour later.
So his addiction could have saved your life.
Absolutely.
And your addiction has saved others' lives.
Yeah.
Addiction doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's a bad thing in the moment.
Oh,
it's a bad thing what it does
absolutely.
to people.
Yes.
But it can still save you and
Absolutely.
others.
But I have saved a lot of people's lives. I love speaking at people. You know, I'll go into rehabs and I'll be speaking and I get nervous. I don't like to be in front of a bunch of people. But once I start speaking, it's my story and it's like I'm just talking to you. You know, I just tell my story and
You're not nervous anymore, are you?
nope, not at all.
I
And
told you.
I got a bunch of I sponsored a couple of girls by doing that. I don't know, it's a good thing. I'm very blessed that I have the ability to help everybody. And I got state certified to be a recovery and support specialist.
I know you're doing great things with that community, the ones that need help. And I know you want to start a podcast, which is amazing. I'm a huge fan of podcasts, obviously. But if anyone that you've helped or are currently helping, if they want to come talk to me,
Absolutely.
I am open to talking to anyone that has been
Absolutely.
through stuff like this, if it's going to help somebody else.
Absolutely. I will let them know.
Yeah. And don't be afraid. I might be scary on
He's
the
not
outside,
scary.
but I'm not. I'm just squishy on the inside.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm glad I got to come though because
Yeah.
there might be that one person.
I told you.
And
would help at
anyone
least
can
one
reach out
person.
for help. I'll help whoever.
Yeah, I'm going to put all of your contact information on the screen in the
Absolutely.
description. So if you do need help and you're afraid to
Absolutely.
ask,
Come to me.
it's
I'll
hard
talk to you.
Yeah, it's hard to talk to family members about the stuff and close ones because they judge you.
Absolutely. And a lot of them do not know what it's like to be in that spot, in that seat. And when I walk in the rehabs, I always think to myself, before I even get up there, I think, I remember what it's like to sit in one of those seats.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm not going to offer you a drink because you are 6
thank you.
years
I appreciate
plus
that.
sober, and I am not drinking with you here. I'm going to honor your sobriety, but there's one thing we have to do is arm wrestle. I
Oh,
arm wrestle every guest, Melanie.
okay.
It's just part of the show.
I'm weak, so tried to break my arm, remember?
Oh, I'm guessing you're not a boxing fan.
No.
Okay. Well, Jake Paul, he's this social media influencer douchebag. He fought Mike Tyson months ago and won because it was all scripted. Well, he fought last night, this heavyweight, complete monster, and he got his jaw broken. And it made me so happy.
I bet it did.
So we're not going to do we're not breaking jaws here. We're not
Okay.
breaking arms. This is
All
just
right.
for entertainment. But I'm going to ask you a question
Okay.
as we're doing this. You start when you're ready.
Okay.
Go ahead, start. Give me more. There you go.
I'm weak.
Melanie, do you love yourself?
Yes, I do.
Did you always?
No.
When do you think you started to love yourself?
When I got clean.
Give me more. All right, that's good. You gave me a little effort there. You're not as weak as you thought.
But yeah, I do love myself now. I've come a long way.
You
I'm
sure
still
have.
very self-conscious because I gained weight getting clean.
I
But
can help you with that,
I know
as we were
about
talking
that.
about.
But I'm happy. I'm proud of myself. I'm very proud of myself because looking back 7 years ago, it was bad. I never want to live that life again.
And hopefully,
I was cleaning under the refrigerator about a month ago or so, and I found the pain pill under there. I was by myself. I pick it up, and I'm just like, I froze. I didn't know what. I called Jairus's mom, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just found a pill. What do? I don't know what to do. It's in my hand. I don't know what to do. I was freaking out. So I had to throw it away, and I took the garbage out. There was nothing in the garbage bag, but I took it out because I could not have that pill in the house. There's no way. So the effects are still there, but I was strong enough not to take it. So that shows that I am strong.
So pain pills was your drug of choice.
Oh, absolutely.
Does being around alcohol affect you at all?
Nope, not at all. I was never really a big alcohol person. My parents owned a bar. I would go down like on Saturday night for a couple hours, but I never was like, oh my God, I got to drink today. Oh my God, I can't wait to go out. I was more of a homebody and pills, like by myself with my pills. That's it.
I always worry that having someone who's in active recovery here with this alcohol around is going to trigger them. It scares the hell out of me. Actually, one of my guests, I'm not going to mention his name because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He was in active recovery and he came on this show and he had a drink with me, which kind of surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
And he relapsed after my show.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not blaming myself for it. I'm not saying
Do
it was
not
because
blame
of
yourself.
this.
That's the worst thing you can do.
But I'm just like, fuck.
Because he knew something was bothering him. I mean, it's not because you gave him a drink. It's something else has been going on.
But that's why I'm extra cautious. Again, I honor everyone's sensitivities. I ask a lot of questions before we film.
Absolutely.
You know, we talked on the phone. I want to get to know you and things that we can and can't talk about. I'm not that person who corners you with some off-the-wall question that's going to make both of us uncomfortable and make the audience uncomfortable. No one wants that.
No.
So, but yeah, I'm glad that you're comfortable.
Oh, yes. It doesn't bother me at all.
Good.
So.
Do you have any last words or messages that you want the audience to hear?
What camera do I look at?
Talk to that one.
Okay. If I can get clean, anyone can. There's help out there. Never give up.
That's a good message. Mm-hmm. And yeah, if you feel like you can't get out of the pit you're in and you can't be helped, you can.
Just reach out to me. I will help anybody.
Yeah.
I will get anyone to where they need to go. I have given rides to people. I have set up rides for people. I have done it all. So anybody who needs help, I will gladly help them.
For the ones that you can't help, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel terrible, but I have to remember they're just not ready. It's on addicts' terms. You know, it's when they want to go. what they want to do. And it's selfish. It's so selfish. And looking back, I think I was so selfish. I really was. I was a selfish addict who just did not care.
What are your future plans, Melanie? What are you still trying to aspire to be or to do?
I want to get my podcast up and running. I want to have some sober living houses. I want to be big in the NA community.
What do you do for work?
I actually don't work right this minute.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to get my podcast up.
I am not going to hate on that.
Nope.
It has been...
It's going to be called One Day at a Time with Melanie.
That's perfect.
Yep.
Is it going to focus strictly on addicts?
Recovery.
Yeah, on recovery.
And Jelly Roll actually works with people in recovery. He donates money every month. So I did try to get on his podcast. So, because I work with RCA, which he works with. So
Don't stop trying.
I'm not. I've been trying. I'm trying my butt off.
I've tried to get some local celebrities, global celebrities on
I saw
this
you
show.
had Daisy.
I did have Daisy.
I love Daisy.
She's the best. We actually, I just texted her today. Like,
I
we're
want to
still in
meet her
communication.
so bad. I
Do
never
you?
got to meet her. Yeah.
Oh, hey Daisy, Melanie wants to meet you. I'd love to set that up somehow.
Yes, you should.
Yeah.
I
Isn't it
love
funny
her.
how, like, I kind of viewed her as like a celebrity. When she
So
came
do
over,
I.
I was just like, oh my God, it's Daisy Jade. But now we're buddies.
She's so like people like her really inspire me because they're so bubbly, they're upbeat, they're happy, they're not miserable. And I don't know, ever since I saw her on the PTL like couple years ago, I've always wanted to meet her because I'm like, her energy is just so good.
Did you see her episode with me?
I started to, but I forget what happened. I had to stop watching it. But I will finish it.
So, talk about what you see on the outside isn't what's going on the inside.
Oh, I am well aware.
And that, again, back to judgment. Your description of her, bubbly, happy, full of energy. She's been through some shit.
Yeah,
And you wouldn't know that unless you sat down and talked to her.
absolutely.
I'm sure she doesn't talk about that with her fans.
No,
But
absolutely not.
in this space, she
I'll
got
have
the
to watch
opportunity.
it. I started to, and then I forget what happened.
You're
but
going to love her even more once you watch that.
You should set it up for us to meet. I want to meet her so bad.
I will do my best. She's actually going to be in Plum, which you're not from Plum,
Yeah.
on Monday. She's doing a telethon
Oh,
at the
is
high
she?
school. I'll see what I can do. All right,
Okay.
I promise. Well, Melanie, do you have any final words? I know you gave your message. Do you have any questions for me before we wrap up?
Nope. I had a good time though. I'm glad I got to come.
I'm glad that you reached out
And one day at a time.
one day at a time. And that goes for anybody.
Absolutely anybody.
This isn't just about addiction. Everyone's dealing with a problem.
Absolutely. Nobody has a perfect life.
Nobody. One day at a time. Watch this episode. You're going to love it. Subscribe. It's super easy. It helps me. It helps Melanie and all of my future guests. And I will see you on the next episode of Barbells and Bourbon. Peace. That was so fun.
Yeah. I didn't know if I should have said something else
Nope.
at the end.
That's no. You're
Do you
good.
mind if I get a selfie with this?
Yeah, yeah.